Hello and welcome into the Bearcat Sports Network, brought to you by Pinnacle Bank. Asher Salisbury here, joined by Cannon, an original member of our Strive crew.
You definitely have come a long way in the past 8 years from where you are now. But hey, Asher, I got the chance. Goff asked me to come back and go to Harlan Hoops tomorrow. I said, hey, I'll come back and do a game with you. So excited to be back here and see all the new equipment set up than it was 8 years ago when Jeff Exum and I was the first time to do Strive, and it's come a long ways. But hey, excited to be back to some Kearney High basketball with you today.
Are you feeling a little bit old?
Oh man, I'm feeling old. You know, finally graduated school and, you know, working radio now. So it's like coming back, it's like I haven't done an actual streaming broadcast in a while. I've just been on the radio. So it feels different now.
It is a little different. We also have this camera now. You can see what we look like. Plus, we have replay. That's a whole new thing. Whole new system. Plus, we have the TriCast system. A lot. I'm glad that I'm announcing because I do not want to learn how to do any of that.
It's actually pretty simple, I can tell you that. When I did my internship at the college, I actually did a lot with the replay system, the exact same. And when I worked at the hockey rink, I actually knew the TriCaster. So it's actually a very easy system, I can tell you that. I mean, it's easy to learn.
Easy for you anyways.
That's fair.
As tonight, we have the Lincoln Southeast Knights. They made the 2-hour drive down to Kearney to face your Kearney High School Bearcats. Lincoln Southeast, they're coming in 14-4 record, 5-3 on the road though. They have struggled on the road as we're trying to get our computer monitor set up so we can see what all of you guys are seeing on Strive. But look out for Avery Graves. She's averaging 5 steals a game.
You know, if you're going to average 5 steals, it's going to be one of those. With Graves, how we might see it, a lot of times when you see those girls average those steals, you're going to see them, they're going to come on your backside. They're going to come behind the girl with the ball, and they try to poke it in. One of the teams I cover back home at my radio station, that is a tactic they use. This girl, she averages 7 steals a game, and she just comes by and knocks it out. So for Graves, that's more than likely to be one of those who'll come up behind and just try to poke it loose.
Looking at film, she has gotten into the passing lanes of just the teams, the offensive teams that they've been playing. It's just hard to combat, but we're going to cut our mics real quick for the national anthem. We'll come back right back to talk about your Kearney High School Bearcats as we're going to cut. There's the audio cut. As we'll be right back after this. As now we're going to get ready for starters, but keys for the Bearcats, they're averaging 60% from behind the three-point arc. I think they need to get that rolling in tonight's contest.
100%. If you can get the 3-ball falling, that's exactly a big key. I actually, not being Kearney anymore, I got the chance to see the Bearcats when they took on North Platte in early January, and that was a big key that helped Kearney get that win over the Bulldogs, was shooting the 3-ball. don't have the stats on the top of my head, but I know the three ball was hot. If you can score more on the three ball, that's going to be a big key, I can tell you that. So for Kearney, you've got to get hot behind the arc tonight.
And then also you want to use the height of Addie Helmbrecht, Avery Franson, Kira Dutenhofer inside. Try and get a lot of buckets there, because if you look at the stat sheet, Bearcats, their 3 really good things is three-point shooting, free throw line, and getting in the post. They're not really a good mid-range shooting team.
I agree 100%. The mid-range is always very tough, but a lot of times if you can get attack in the paint, if you can get the buckets early inside the paint, that's going to get frustration on, especially for your Southeast, who are going to have your taller defenders who are going to guard those paint shots. If you can get points in the paint early on, or if you got to hit your mid-range shots too. But I think another big key tonight for Kearney is, this is a tough Lincoln Southeast team. You mentioned 14-4 on the year. Kearney's going to have to get them frustrated. You're going to have to get in Southeast's head and just frustrate them tonight and force them to call their timeouts, because a lot of times, Ashley, we can all agree, if you're frustrated, it's very tough to play basketball.
For basketball, maybe not tennis or other sports. But now, as you can see on your screen, we have a little hype video made by our Bearcat Vision class. Aiden Schaffner, he's standing actually right next to me, right over there. He made this hype video, and it is a very good one. But now, we're going to get to the starters. But another troublesome thing for Southeast, they have a very short bench. They have 7 girls.
It looks like 7. It looks like they might have brought a couple girls up from their JV roster. I know when you submit
not get the minutes, though.
Yes, when you submit your rosters up on your JV level, you don't have to actually update it until postseason play. But just from what I've saw with Southeast, you're only going to see about 7-8 girls playing tonight.
As you can see, Bearcat starters, but we're going to head over to Southeast. You have number 4, Avery Graves. We talked about her pregame. Look for her to get a lot of steals. Then you have number 11, Kaya Branch. Number 22, Catrice Olds. Number 24, Caitlin Frudenberg. And number 35, Nyla Dack. And she is the player to watch for Southeast, as she is standing at a tall 6'3". As now Bearcat starters, you have Paige Mylan, Kennedy Gardner, Harley Straka, Libby Province, freshman guard. She's gotten the nod the rest of this season from head coach Chris Pocock. And then Addie Helmbrecht. It'll be Dack versus Helmbrecht at the tip, as we're ready for a good night of basketball Friday night here in Kearney.
Should be exciting. Let's play some hoops here in Kearney.
As Dack will win the tip. As it falls back to Frudenberg, she looks like she's going to run the point for the Knights to start out the contest. Now over to Dack. Kicks it inside. That'll be an early foul on Mylan, only 10 seconds in. And Bearcats, that's not something you see every single game, is early fouls. They usually play a clean game. By the end of the game, they maybe have one person with 3 fouls.
And if you're Southeast, and that was one of the keys, is try to get frustrated. Southeast to attack that well in the paint to get that early foul, because now it's like, hey, we got to back off a little bit here on the aggressiveness. As
Frudenberg will shoot the 3 ball, no good. That's rebounded by Gardner. As Gardner will dribble it up, kicks it back over to freshman Province, running the offense for the Bearcats. As now Bearcats moving around, finds Struck at top of the key, thought about the 3 ball, dribbles inside, kicks it out to Mylan. 15 on the shot clock to start the game. First offensive possession, that's a mid-range by Libby Province, almost banked it in, hard off the back iron. As now it'll be, as that is Graves to come up with the rebound.
And you're going to try to attack this right side. Kearney's not going to let him go in this defense zone, kind of your 2-3, but also more of a man-to-man, kind of a hybrid between the 2 defenses.
It's more of a man-to-man with Addie Helmbrecht man-marking Dack down in the post. Is that 3 ball up and no good? That is tipped out of bounds. It'll go in favor of the Bearcats. As Mylan and Dack were battling for it, it was off out of Dack. And now it's Bearcats ball, 6:48 here, first quarter.
And he's
0-0 game.
You saw it with Dack. That's for Southeast, the big keys. You want to have Dack have that hoop, in the paint below. But Kearney, on their first 2 possessions, have done a great job of Dack not getting the points in.
As Province drives in, as that'll go out of bounds, it'll stay with the Bearcats. Province, she has stepped into the role of point guard here nicely for the Bearcats. She scored the game winner against Omaha West, 71-69. with like, I believe it was 2 seconds left on the watch.
Yep, about 2 seconds is a great play, and the video went viral on Twitter.
I know I reposted it. As now Helbrick is stuck with it, kicks it back out to Milan, over to Gardner, or Straka. Straka drives in, now back to Milan, deep 3-ball, that's cash. And that will be the Bearcats to strike first against the 8th ranked Knights.
That was great ball movement right there, and getting the shot off, and just, again, great ball movement there by Malin to get that open shot on the right wing.
As now Southeast has it, can they try and come up with an answer? Frudenberg has it now, drives in on Straka, now kicks it back out to Branch. Now it's back over to Dak inside the post. She lost it for a second, tries to go up with it, gets stolen away. I believe it was Garner that got a hand on it, but now ball with the Bearcats and Libby Province. As now she's gonna drive inside, kicks it out to Milan. Milan trying to go 2 for 2 from behind the 3, no good. Addie Helmberg with the offensive rebound, missed the putback. Oh my goodness, you need to make those in the game that's this close here to start.
Got to make your shots there. I mean, those are gonna be critical shots inside the paint right there.
As that will be a foul called on. It was Straka and Milan in the, will go on Straka. They're both in the area. As that's 2 fouls now for the Bearcats. Remember, 5 fouls, it's a new high school rule. I've said it all season long. I don't really like the new rule. I like the 1-and-1. That's like a pressure free throw right there.
So the team I cover back home for my radio station, one of the girls, she actually averages 2 fouls in the first 2 minutes game, and it's an aggressive team.
Wow. As that is another, no, jump ball. I didn't see it there for a second, but Bearcats ball.
Yeah, it was a great effort there for Straka. Just kind of came in, wrapped up the basketball, and really got a handoff for a guy on the wrist to call the jump ball. And, you know, that's what you want to get the jump ball and get that possession arrow. But, hey, we have a good game so far.
As Straka drives inside, gets her own rebound. Back up by Province, no good. As that is rebounded by Olds. Now it's up to Frudenberg. Kicks it inside to Olds. Dribbles around, can't get it to fall. Rebounded by Olds. There's 2 Olds on this team. One a sophomore, one a senior, as that is just 3 chances missed by the Knights. As now Straka has it, and Straka will drive inside, and that will send Straka to the line.
So, you know, it's been a very good defensive effort from both teams. I mean, you've seen it. Kearney only has 3 points where Paige Malin knocked in that right wing 3. Other than that, both teams are playing effort, and, you know, we see in the paint, Kearney's doing a great job defensively, not letting shots go.
As first one up and good, 4:36 here, first quarter. First game of 2 in tonight's action. You have the 8th ranked Knights versus your Kearney High School Bearcats. They're sitting about 15-16 in the PowerPoint standings for districts, and you want to try and get into that top 14 because then you get to host the first game at home, which could be, I guess, just a huge advantage, home court advantage, as that 3-ball is up and good by Graves.
And that was a good shot by Graves. Just had the open top of the arc 3, and, you know, one of my famous sayings is a lot of teams will make you pay, and she made them pay right there by leaving her open top of the key.
Has that opened the scoring for the Knights as Milan tried to answer back, but no, that's rebounded by Newmeyer.
So right now, Milan's 1 for 3 from behind the arc, has 3 of the 5 points.
As the ball is batted around, it will go. It'll stay with the Knights. It was tough to see who it went off of.
It was a play down low. I mean, for Lincoln Southeast, you know, you have Caitlin Frendenberg down there, and also down there looks like Straka. And it was one of those 50-50 plays, I would probably say. But good opportunity. But, you know, Southeast, they'll have the basketball here into their hoop here with just under 4 minutes in the first.
As Kiera Dutenhofer and Avery Franzen checked into the game. Also Addie Snyder. Kiera Dutenhofer, this is her 3rd game back from the double ACL injury.
Ooh, that's not.
Both.
It's always good. I mean, you don't want to see ACL injuries, but hey, coming back, and, you know, you got districts here, what, about 2 weeks here in the Class A level? I think next week's their last full week, and then they get ready for districts play, and getting players back if they're hurt, getting them back right before you get the postseason rolling. As
Newmeyer has the ball stolen away by Province. Province bounce pass up to Straka. Dak didn't quite see where Straka was, and now the Knights are on the fast break over to Old, stolen away by Franzen.
Beautiful steal. I mean, Franzen said, hey, give me that basketball. I'm going to rip it out of your hands and take it. A great steal there for Kearney.
As now Province has it, 3:30. This has been a quick opening quarter action here in Kearney.
Yeah, we saw some early fouls, but doing a great job.
As Straka's 3-ball is good. 5-point lead in favor of your Bearcats.
Well, that's for Kearney now. That's 6 points from just from behind, 6 to 8 points from the 3-ball land.
As that will stay with the Knights, and head coach Chris Pocock is using the bench here early. We have Addie Snyder, Sophie Gland, Avery Franzen, Kiera Dudenhofer. They have gotten more minutes as the season has gone on, which is always good to see.
It's really good when you have depth on your bench. You can come out and play, because in that way, you know, Coach Pocock saying, hey, you need a break, we'll put you in. Just be able to rotate your players. And that's why I always think a big thing in Class A is just to have a great depth on your bench, and they can go out there and play some ball.
As the floater by Dak, no good. Rebounded by Dudenhofer, has it tipped away, but will regain control. As now the Bearcats have the ball. Let's see what they can do with it. Province now over to Straka. Straka trying to dribble inside, picks up her dribble out to Province beyond the three-point arc. Province left-handed layup, that's good. As that is now a 7-point game, 2:30 here, opening quarter action in Kearney. Knights, they're on the ropes here early.
You're on the ropes, and you're having a great start here. A 7-point lead over one of the best teams in Class A if you're having a great start.
As that 3-ball up and no good by Newmeyer, rebounded by Graves. As the Bearcats switch to a 2-3 zone on defense, it's proving that it's working, but also the Knights, they are 0 for 5 on three-point shooting. As Province bounce pass over to Kiera, gets it to fall. Crowd loves Kiera Dudenhofer.
That was a great 2-on-1 play for Province, seeing Dudenhofer on the back door to get it to fall through, and a great job. And that's going to force Lincoln Southeast to take their first time out.
As we're going to take a break as well, 1:55 here, first quarter action in Kearney. Your Bearcats lead the 8th-ranked Knights 12-3. We have a little replay package. There's the Milan 3-ball. Then the wide-open Straka 3.
It's having a great start.
And then the Province bounce pass to Kiera Dudenhofer. You're watching the Bearcat Sports Network. We'll be back right after this. Hello and welcome back to the Bearcat Sports Network, brought to you by Pinnacle Bank. 12-3 lead in favor of your Bearcats. 1:55 here, opening quarter. I think coming into this, where we are right now, 12-3 game, the Bearcats, they've just played smart.
I agree. They played smart. I mean, we saw them starting a man-to-man defense, which it worked, and now the zone, but it looks like maybe you're going back to a man-to-man. I like what Coach Pocock's doing. They're rotating between the two defenses because it's keeping Southeast on their toes.
As that was stolen by Gland, it was tipped by Dudenhofer. Skip pass over to Milan. Milan dribbles inside over to Province. Province trying to do something with this Bearcat offense. It goes back to Province. 20 on the shot clock. Over to Milan. As the Knights are running, it looks like a 1-3-1, maybe a 2-3 zone, as Straka gets past her defender, as that is tipped, rebounded by Gland, and the and one. She is leading the team on and one plays this season. She has, I believe it's 12.
Yeah, that was a great play, but if you get the and one to connect, an awesome job.
As we have a little replay of the and one. Maybe not.
So trying to complete the three-point play, that's always big, and Kearney's on a hot roll right now, and that was an announcer's drink on my end, so I apologize.
If Kyler was here, Kyler was the person I said hi to earlier. Last game, he color commentated for me, and he was saying announcer's curse. But I think it was true because the Bearcats shot 8 for 21 from the free throw line.
And you got to hit free throws. And, you know, I mean, Kearney's got a great lead right now, but hopefully just got to hit your free throws here in the game.
As Sophie Glenn, another and one opportunity. Oh my goodness, that will send Sophie Glenn back to the line.
So we'll see another and one coming up again. Glenn missed her first and one, but try to get, we did the announcer's drink last time on my end, so hopefully trying to get
Just
something.
don't say anything.
Knock on wood. But man, what a great start the Bearcats are having right now.
They came to play. They're using the crowd to their advantage as that one will fall for Sophie Glenn. And another thing, the Knights, they're shooting 75% from the free throw line, and they haven't shot a free throw in this game yet.
Yeah, that just shows you how well Kearney's playing. You have a 17-3 lead right now, and just doing an absolute good job. Straka with 15 and Glant with, Straka with 5 and Glant with 5, just doing a really good job. A great defensive effort right there from Glant. Had an open pass here on the right wing, and Glant just came out and just punched it out there. So, I mean, yeah, it'll be just Southeast basketball, but Kearney's doing a great job just being aware of where the Southeast players are on the court.
As it's over to Graves now, they've switched back to a 2-3 zone. They're just changing their defense every possession, I think, as that will be a foul on the floor on Libby Province. That's her first. And considering that they had 2 fouls in a minute, they've been very clean the rest of this quarter. 3 fouls in 1 quarter.
Yeah, you got 3 fouls, but it was on the floor, so you have it under your hoop. And Kearney still has 2 fouls to give, or 2 more fouls to give up before you go to the line. But with about 28 seconds here in this quarter, and the first, probably more than likely won't send him to the line.
As Josie Murray and Sophie Glenn, or Addie Humbrick check back in, as Addie Snyder with the steal. Shot clock will go dark. She's going to run the point guard. Gets past 2. She's got a 5-on-3. As that's over to Gardner. 3 ball. That's short. Rebounded by, that's Branch. As now, Knights are going to hold for the final shot. 5 on the clock. Over to Frudenberg. She's going to hit the step back 3 ball. No good. Gardner with the rebound. And that will end the first quarter. 17-3 in favor of the Bearcats. And let me tell you, is an upset brewing here in Kearney.
Yeah, great shot there by Frudenberg, but had a good look, just can't get to connect. But man, what just a good first quarter for Kearney. 17-3 after 1. Kearney is just playing the lights out, and they're doing everything they said. Attack the paint. They're shooting the mid-range well, and they're shooting the 3-ball well.
That's what they need to do, as we have a little bit of a replay package on your screen right now. As there's the and one by Sophie Gland. And then another and one. All smiles here for the Kearney High girls basketball team as they're up 17-3. Hello and welcome back to the Bearcat Sports Network. Asher Salisbury, Cannon, and the rest of our Strive crew.
I think Asher forgot my last name.
I don't know your last name, actually. Rath?
Yeah.
I should have just pulled up your Twitter handle.
You've called me Rath before on air, just not today. But hey, Asher, we could do a quick discussion. Great first quarter. Like, that was probably, against a tough Knights team, that is probably one of the best quarters Kearney has probably played all season long. You're going against a tough Lincoln Southeast team, and you come up here 17-3 heading in the second quarter. Everything is working right for the Bearcats, and you want to keep that formula heading in the second quarter.
As the shot clock didn't start right away.
Yeah, it looks like there's a delay in the shot clock, so how they'll do it, you need to take 4 and put up, or they're just going to restart the quarter. I mean, you're only 4 seconds in, so it looks like they'll just restart the quarter.
They just inbounded it. Not a whole lot you can do.
But yeah, for Southeast, the big key of the second half here, or the second quarter, excuse me, is just get your buckets to fall and start playing and try to find a groove for you that's going to work well.
As Dak, that will be a shooting foul. That will send Dak to the line. First free throw attempts of the night for the Knights. And I think the Knights, that has got to be one of the lowest scoring quarters they've had in a long time.
Well, now with Dak at the line, trying to get that momentum rolling again. Now, Trish, I apologize. But
it's okay. It's not the Bearcats.
So you got to get something rolling and just get a hot hand. I mean, trailing by 14 in this ball game. So, you know, if you're Southeast Dak, this is a prime just to try to get a point in and trying to get something momentum rolling for Southeast.
As both 0 for 2 from the line, but rebounded by, that's Olds. She has 2 offensive rebounds on the night for the Knights. She has done work down low, and that will send Olds back now to the line. Try and maybe end this cold streak from the free throw line. 0 for 2, but she will shoot 2.
Addie Helmbrecht was charged with the foul. She was trying to go for a jump ball, but smacked the wrist, and that's what they're going to call.
As that one's up and good by Catrice Olds.
So, yeah, that's what, 2 quick fouls here for Kearney to start. So we're in only about 14 seconds and 2 quick fouls. So Southeast might have found their groove when they're attacking the paint. That's been putting the pressure on Kearney now.
As she goes a perfect 2 for 2 from the line. And I think history repeated itself. First quarter, they had 2 fouls in a minute. And now for the rest of the quarter, they might not have any, as the Southeast Knights showed a little bit of a trap. They kept it in bounds. No, they did not. Now will go out of bounds off of Gardner. And it will be the Knights' ball.
Yeah, one of those cross-course passes from the right side to the left side. It's always tough, and it tells a little bit of height difference. And Gardner just be a little bit shorter, just kind of out of her reach. And she got her fingertip, but her foot was on the line.
The pass was a little high.
Yep.
As now it's over to Frudenberg. They switch back to a man-to-man defense as that's Olds inside. Gets it to fall. As that is her first bucket of the night.
It's a good spin move. Great spin move from Olds to get that one to connect there. And
as now Bearcats struggling with the trap of the Knights, but they will get across the 10-second timeline as now it will be saved. No, they're going to call a backcourt violation. Right? It's a backcourt violation.
Yep, and it was. So now for Southeast, you're getting yourself on a hot hand here. I mean, you're on what, about a 4-0 run to start? 4-0 run to start?
4-0 run to start. 1:10 in.
So last time we saw Kearney, they were in their zone defense, and it looks like they're still set up in their 2-3 zone. And head coach Chris Pocock here wanted an explanation real quick, but they'll inbound the basketball to resume action here at the high school at Kearney High.
All smiles between head coach Chris Pocock and the ref, though, as that is out of bounds. It'll stay with the Knight, and I think it should have gone in favor of the Bearcats. Even Dak was surprised that it stayed with the Knights.
Yeah, Helmbrecht got a hand on that one, and the shot just knocked it up, and that's the point of basketball. Just put up your hands up at a 2-3 zone is what Kearney looks like they're going to roll with here.
As Frudenberg, she had the wide open 3, decided not to take it, but goes back to her. Now over to Graves in the corner. Lost the dribble, picks it back up. Now it's over, skip pass. That's over to Branch. As that is an offensive rebound by Frudenberg.
Oh, a nice block there by Kearney. And
as that will be a jump ball. It'll stay. No, it'll go in favor of the Bearcats because the Knights did start the quarter with the ball. The second effort play of Addie Helmbrecht to just steal that ball.
And that was an aggressive jump ball. I mean, both players, Helmbrecht and I believe Graves Dak, they were both, switching the elbows. Almost effort there from Graves, but just can't get that connect. But
as the Bearcats have a turnover, I think the next time the Bearcats get the ball, we're going to see a timeout and try and get past this, I guess, full court trap that has proved effective here second quarter for the Knights, as that's rebounded by Milan. Shot was no good by Olds. As Straka has her pass tipped, now it's over to Milan. As now they're going to slow down the offense. 5:55 as that is a foul on Olds. That'll be her first personal.
Yeah, you saw Straka trying to drive inside the paint there, but for Southeast, for Olds just kind of hit the foot. It's one of those where feet made contact, but a foul call. But hey, we'll see. Dak will check out for the first time in today's ball game.
As Province has it now. Now they've switched to a 2-3 zone for the Knights. As that 3 ball's up and good by Milan. 2 for 4 on the night.
6 points for Milan, all coming from behind the arc. And like you said, 2 for 4 from behind the arc, but that's 6 points for Milan tonight.
Paige Milan is averaging 7.5 points per game, and that usually comes with the help of 2 3 balls, as that is up and good. by Avery Graves.
What a Euro step from Avery Graves. She found the open lane there on the left side of the court with that just Euro step and the left-handed layup. That one kissed glass, and it's a great Euro step there from Graves.
A little Giannis Antetokounmpo. As that is up and no good. Batted around, rebounded by Straka. Straka throws up the floater off the front iron. Now that's rebounded by, that was Olds. But now it will fall to Graves to bring it up for the Knights. As now it's over to Olds. As that three ball up by Graves, no good. Batted around, rebounded by Catrice Old, dribbled right off her foot. And that'll be Bearcats' ball. Turnover by the Knights.
Yeah, just one of those where brought down the rebound, was trying to get the quick power dribble to go up for the layup, but hit the foot and rolled out. And Kearney did a great job as a couple Bearcats were on the front, on the right wing, and it's like, hey, that hit the foot, just let it roll out of bounds and get the basketball.
Hard to save that ball. As now they're showing their trap again. Addie Snyder checked into the game. Now it's up to Gardner, bottom of your screen. Now it's over to Addie Snyder. Good camera shot right there. As that three ball up and good, no good by Gardner, but now it's rebounded by Milan. Now they'll reset the shot clock. Now it's back over to Gardner. As Gardner, now it's over to Province. They've switched back to a man-to-man. No, back to a 2-3 as that three ball up and no good by Gardner. 0 for 2 in this possession as that pass was nearly, it could have been picked off. Nobody knew where it was, but it falls to Avery Graves. Now over to Catrice Olds as she lost the ball. And now will be Libby Province going to push pace for the Bearcats, and that will be a foul.
So yeah, you saw Province there decide to take it a little coast to coast and drew the foul as Freudenberg will get the foul. Fredenberg, excuse me, went for the shot. It hit the wrist, but that 3 fouls, and looking at the bench, I think we'll see Fredenberg. We won't see her till the second half.
Still a lot of ball game left. As we have Dutenhofer and Gland coming in for the Bearcats. We have Dak, and then we have an unknown player for the Knights because it's not on our roster.
We'll get that here for you in just a second. Or even on the JV roster, it's not the same number either.
I know.
Second one.
We're going to have to wait till she either has a foul or a score.
But a good job on Province sinking both their shots from the charity line here. And Kearney up 22-9 here. And they're having
as Graves got it now. Kicks it inside to Dak. Guarded by Gland. Kicks it out to the unknown player as that was a travel. Took one too many steps to get behind the three-point arc. And it'll be turnover.
Yeah, it was just wanting to do was take a step back behind that left corner, but took one too many steps trying to get around.
As Gland has it now, bounce pass to Snyder over to Milan. Milan thought about the three ball. Now it's inside to Gland, back out to Province. Province gonna dribble inside over to Milan. Milan thought about the deep three. She'll take it though. No good. That's rebounded by Dak. Stole it from Olds. But now Graves will have it for the Knights. As there's 3:10 left. First half action as that is hard off the glass, but that will be a foul on the Bearcats. They'll send Dak to the line. They're going to call Sophie Gland first foul of the night. And Dak has a chance to redeem herself at the free throw line. Started 0-2. And that one is swish.
Yeah, good shot there from Dak. I believe, 0 for 2 at the line heading into that drive. And
1 for 3 now.
So getting your first free throw. And all it takes is sometimes with free throws, just get the hot hand. So we'll see what Dak can do on her second attempt from the charity line.
Second one up, and that will ring true. 50% from the line for Dak. As now Bearcats get past the Knights full court trap over to Snyder. Over to Province. Franzen checked into the game at the free throw. Now Snyder, a little floater, gets the lucky bounce to fall. And now it's a 14-point game. 13-point game. Math is hard, 24-11. I was in pre-calc last semester, not this semester.
I was gonna say, wait till you get to college with math.
Oh, I can't wait as that is up and off the glass by Newmeyer.
That was a good bank shot from Newmeyer. Took it about the charity line, just banked that one off the glass and in.
As bounce past the Province, that was almost stolen by Newmeyer. But now it's over to Milan. Milan inside to Franzen. Franzen going to drive inside. Gets denied by Dak, but then goes up again and that will send Franzen to the line to shoot 2.
And that's why when you always attack the paint, you want to get your shots, get the putback, and a good foul there as Franzen will go to the line and shoot 2. But with Dak with the foul, now both teams with 3 fouls here in the second quarter.
Once again, the Bearcats, they have played clean. 2 fouls in 1 minute for both quarters, and then 1 foul in the rest of the quarter. So we will always take that. As the first one is up and good. Second one will up and good too. 2 for 2 at the line as Snyder tipped the pass, but now it's over to Olds. Stolen by Province. She's got a 2-on-1. Province gonna bounce pass over to Snyder. Nice little pump fake, missed the layup though.
Great pump fake, and it got Southeast to drive, but just fortunately just can't get the shot to kiss off the glass and in.
A little too hard off the glass. Is that 3 ball up and no good by Newmeyer? As now Province has it. Milan came up with the defensive rebound. Now inside to Snyder, guarded by Dak and Newmeyer. I don't really like those chances. As that will go out of bounds, it'll stay with the Bearcats. Snyder guarded by Dak. I don't really like that mismatch.
It's definitely with Kearney, they don't really have a whole lot of height like Southeast has. And, you know, in that last play, what we saw there was a play, and Dak was actually turned around and hit the ball, and it went out of bounds. It was kind of facing the other way. But, you know, if you're, sometimes if you have the mismatch, you just got to be able to find a way to get around it.
As now the Knights show a 2-3 zone. Try and stop this 3-point shooting of the Bearcats. As that's over to Franzen. Now over to Province, top of the key, over to Snyder. Snyder going to dribble inside, gets denied by Dak. Dak says no.
That was a great block by Dak.
As now a little Euro step by Graves. That's the second time we've seen that in tonight's contest.
And that's just like we saw the first time we saw Graves that Euro step on the left side of the paint. It does a great job getting around Kearney again to get another one to kiss off the glass and in.
As now that's over to Franzen. Franzen's going to shoot up the 3 ball. No good. As now we're down to 1 minute left. Second quarter action here in Kearney. Bearcats up 11. If all goes well, they should hold for the final shot if they get the ball back. Because, you know, things could happen as Province with the steal up to Snyder. The little skip pass over to Snyder. Snyder takes her time, gets the easy layup to fall. And the shot clock will go dark.
And on those plays exactly right there for either team. Once you got the open lane, don't be fancy. Just take your time. You know you got someone coming behind you. Take your time and try to get the easy bucket in.
As now the Knights 15 on the watch. As that is swatted by Addie Helberg. Rowdies loved it. But it will stay with the Knights. 16.2 left.
So with 16 seconds, how I could potentially see this if you're going to be Southeast is look for Graves. Actually, I know Graves. Look for Graves, but also Olds. Oh, nice steal.
As it's stolen again by Province. 2-on-1 over to Gardner. Gardner gets through the contact. Can't get it to fall. Rebounded by Kira Dudenhofer. No good. 5 on the watch now. Almost stolen again. It will go in favor of the Knights. I think that saved them a little bit with the ball going out of play. As I would like to see a half-court shot, but that's just me. As Graves going to dribble, throw it up. Newmeyer with the half-court heave, no good. That will send us into halftime. 28-15 in favor of your Bearcats. And that quarter wasn't as clean for the Bearcats, but they got through it. They held Southeast to the same amount of points as they did. It's just, I guess they struggled. Wasn't as strong as the first quarter. Hello and welcome into the Bearcat Sports Network, brought to you by Pinnacle Bank. Asher, Salisbury, Cannon, Wrath. Have to specify, I guess, this time, and then the rest of our Strive crew. We have quite the crew tonight, I will say, but we're here for a little bit of a halftime show. And Cannon, one thing the Bearcats have done so well is they've held Dak to 2 points all night, and those 2 points came from free throws.
I believe the free throws came about the middle of that second quarter. She went to the line one time, went 0 for 2, and the second time, it was about the start of the second quarter, because she went back-to-back drives. And, you know, for Kearney, holding really Southeast's best players have been a big factor in their score, or in the game. Yeah, that second quarter was kind of more Southeast lenient, I would say, but what a good first quarter Kearney had, though. And, you know, for Southeast, they did put up a great run that second quarter, and it really, both teams are taking a break now, and it's like, okay, who's going to come out here in the second half with the hot hand?
100%. And the Knights, they are shooting 60-65% from behind the three-point line, and they are 1 for 8. 1 for 8 from behind the three-point line. They need to get something going, and they need to get it going in a hurry. But for the Bearcats, they've played a smart game. They've switched between the man-to-man defense and the 2-3 zone. That's worked. And then they've also they can't seem to miss it sometimes.
Oh, no. I mean, what I like what Kearney's doing on defense, they're going man-to-man, they're going 2-3 zone. They rotate every other possession. There's been a couple times where head coach Chris Pocock's like, hey, we're going to do two-man, we're going to go back-to-back possessions of man-to-man. We're going to go back-to-back possessions of 2 and 3. However, when you do that, it's putting Southeast on their toes, because when they're going up the court, at the time, they're not going to know the defense they're going to run until they get across the midcourt line. The Bearcats can get reset, and I think that's kind of been a big factor of where Southeast is like, okay, we don't know which defense you're going to get, and it's probably affecting the plays they want to run.
And maybe we might see, they did man-to-man in a 2-3 zone. Maybe we'll see a 3-2 zone and a 1-3-1 zone. Who knows what is going on in the mind of head coach Chris Pocock, as that is stolen by Province. Good way to start the quarter for the Bearcats, as now they're showing a 2-3 zone for the Knights.
And I think that's the first time we've really have seen a 2-3 zone by the Knights tonight.
As that was tipped out of bounds by Olds. It'll stay with the Bearcats.
I guess one thing, we've seen a man-to-man defense in 2-3 zone, but a lot of times we've also seen where Dak will kind of just stay in the paint the whole time, though, because Kearney's done a great job attacking the paint. But, yeah, we're going to see a 2-3 zone coming up here.
The battle between Helmbrecht and Dak. Helmbrecht has been dicing up Dak to start this contest. As now back to the action. Gardner over to Province. That's stolen by Graves, though. As Graves will go up and get the foul. That'll send Graves to the line to shoot 2. As that will be a foul on Libby Province. That's her second foul of the game. Bearcats, if this game does get a little bit closer, could be in some foul trouble because they have 3 players on 2 fouls and then 2 players on 1.
It's always the foul trouble. A good perfect 2 for 2 there for Graves to hit those shots. And your Southeast, that's how you want to start the second half right here. Get some early points.
Off of the Bearcats turnover as Province over to Gardner. A little bit of a high pass. I was a little nervous for that pass. As now they have the 2-3 zone. That's what you usually see a trap, though, for. As that's rebounded by Gardner. Good offensive rebound off the missed shot from Milan. As now Straka's going to drive in. Bounce pass out to Helmbrecht. Back out to Province. Going to reset the offense. Shot clock did reset. As Milan had it tipped away. Going to dribble in. Now over to Straka. Frudenberg on the defense has tipped it away twice. As now the shot clock will hit 10. Over to Province. Bearcats need to do something with the ball. Down to 5. Over to Gardner. As that will be a double dribble on Gardner. Gardner trying to plead her case to the ref. Even head coach Chris Pocock didn't really like the call. I think they called it was that Gardner had full possession of the ball, but I don't think she did.
Yeah, it was a close one, but give credit to the Lady Knights' defense right there. That 2-3 zone, it prevented Kearney doing anything in the paint, all behind the arc, and eventually got that double dribble call.
As now that's a shot by Branch, no good. As it'll be rebounded by the Bearcats. Over to Straka. Straka trapped with it in the corner. They send the trap. Now it's over to Milan, over to Province. Just passing around the 3-point line. Now back to Province. 15 on the shot clock. Straka, a little crossover. Bounce pass to Province. Inside to Addie Helmbrecht. Now out to Milan. Milan, 3-ball. Gets the lucky roll, and that'll fall. Milan's got 9 on tonight's contest.
Milan 3 for 5 from behind the arc and shooting the 3-ball. That was a key we talked about in the pregame segment, and Milan, heck of a job tonight.
As that's going to be a backcourt violation by the Knights, but talking about Paige Milan, her career high is 12 points. She had that against Beatrice. She hit 4 for 5 from behind the 3-point line to get her career high, and now she's only 1 3-point away from tying that. As now it's back over to Straka, bottom of your screen, goes baseline, back over to Milan. Milan over to Gardner. Gardner back to Province, guarded by Olds, over to Helmbrecht in the corner, tipped, stolen away by Frudenberg. Now the skip pass up to Graves. And that is easy for Avery Graves.
Good job there from Graves. Just had the open lane and slowed the tempo down to just get the easy shot off the bucket and glass. And, you know, this has been I would say a pretty even third quarter between both these teams. Kearney's getting their shots, Southeast is getting their shots, but as the zone defense has been working really well for Southeast, as Kearney's not going to be able to get anything across. And
as that will be another backcourt violation, third of the game. But the steal from Frudenberg, she's got to be a little careful. She's sitting on 3 fouls.
Yeah, with Frudenberg, you mentioned 3 fouls. That third foul came about the midway point of the second quarter. So if you're Kearney, if I'm Kearney, that's who you're going to want. If you have the basketball, that's someone you're going to want to attack. But it looks like Frudenberg taking a quick breather on the bench.
As now it's inside to Dak. She gets double teamed. That'll get a foul call. That'll send Dak to the line. Third appearance of the game at the charity stripe, as that's going to be a foul on Helmbrecht. That's her second of the game. Dak to shoot number 5 and 6 from the free throw line. She is 2 for 4 on the night. Try not to do an announcer's curse. As that one's up and good. After you cursed her, I guess you could say, announcer's curse, she's been perfect from the line. I'll say that now. Watch her miss it.
And Dax had a great arc on her shot. I mean, the first couple was kind of off the front of the iron. Now got that momentum with that great arc and just to get the fall through.
As those are 2 straight swishes for Dak. As Province will have it now. Gets past her defender. Now it's over to Helmbrecht. Over to Province. Guarded by Horn. This is her 3rd time in the game. She's been scoreless. Held very quiet. She's usually a very fiery 3-point shooter. As Province almost gets the and one.
So we'll see Kearney go to the line here. Like you said, wants an and one, but just couldn't get a connect. But for Province, Province has had a great day so far. Province is 2 for 2 from the charity line today, so try to add a couple more points to her name.
You say charity line, I say cherry stripe.
Every broadcaster has their own terms, I can tell you that.
Great minds do think alike, I will say that, Cannon.
Just remember, Asher, when you're a freshman, I think it was part of your first game with Mitchell Brandt.
Yeah.
Oh, good look there. Just can't get that one to connect.
As that's rebounded by Addison Olds. She's got 3 on the night. As that's over to Newmeyer. Banked it in for 3.
That was an off-balance shot from Newmeyer, but a great job from the left arc. Hit about the left side of the glass and hit it perfect just to get the sink in through. So a good off-balance 3 shot from Newmeyer.
And the Knights, they're using a majority of their bench. Every single player on the team has taken a shot and gotten minutes, as that will be out of bounds off of Dutenhofer. Knights ball.
Give credit to Dutenhofer, though, just trying to fight for the basketball. And it was a close 50-50. I mean, that was one of those plays of not attacking. It would have been a 50-50 whether of going for the ball. But you always like to see players just fight for the basketball, and Dutenhofer did a good job fighting for the ball there.
As that 3 ball up and no good by Frudenberg. Gets the own offensive rebound. As they called a timeout for the Knights. The Knights trying to mount a comeback here in Kearney. As 3:03 left, 32-24 in favor of your Bearcats. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to cut our mics, keep our cameras on, not go to a commercial break, but we'll be back right after this. You're watching the Bearcats Sports Network, brought to you by Pinnacle Bank. Hello and welcome back to the Bearcat Sports Network, brought to you by Pinnacle Bank. Asher Salisbury, Cannon Roth, the rest of our Strive crew. Hey, I said it this time.
Said it wrong, but we'll go with it. Hey, it's been a great game, though. I mean, both teams are playing lights out. And, Kearney went on that good first quarter, but now Southeast is, they're slowly climbing back in this ball game.
I will agree with that, as that's tip pass over to Dak. As that's her first bucket of the night. That isn't a free throw. And you're not helping the nerves announcing with the great Cannon. Started this program.
Don't need to go that far.
As that's a 3 ball by Mylan. Tie! Her career high, 12 points.
4 for 6 from behind the arc for Mylan. And when you're above 50% from behind the arc, you got that hot hand. You're shooting well from behind the arc. Great shot there by Mylan.
That's what you call a great shooting night.
That is true.
As Graves up and no good, batted around. Province will come up with the rebound. Skip pass up to Straka, guarded by Frudenberg. Frudenberg wanted to go in and try and challenge Straka, but she's sitting on 3 fouls.
And that's exactly what I was talking about earlier. You want to attract Frudenberg, and Frudenberg did the right thing just backing off. Either you back off, you stand there with your hands up. So Straka did the right thing attacking the hoop.
As Graves has it out of bounds off of Avery Graves. Turnover on the Knights. Bearcats ball, 153 up 11 here in Kearney, trying to get an upset, a major upset. A top 10 team, as that is a foul on Frudenberg. That's her 4th. And they're already sending in the sub. One more foul, and she is out of the game.
With with Freidenberg here, you're not going to see Freidenberg until it's critical in the fourth quarter. And it's always tough when you get 4 fouls because it's one of those where you can't do a whole lot. So, I mean, with for Kearney, that's kind of maybe a sigh of relief. Like, hey, one of Southeast's better players, they got to sit on the bench pretty much the majority of the rest of the game.
That will help the Bearcats out as Straka drives inside over to Milan. Milan trying to break her career high and does! Oh, and she hits the 3-point celebration. 15 on the night for Paige Milan.
What a shot. Contested shot from the left wing. Dropped it in. 15 points for Milan.
As they're going to call a jump ball in favor of the Bearcats. Bearcats with all the momentum here in Kearney.
A big key to finish. You want to finish this third quarter strong if you're Kearney. Get another bucket, whether it could be a free throws, it could be a 2 or 3. Just get it one more bucket and get a stop and go in the fourth. Southeast, as now they will start the basketball at the fourth quarter unless we get another jump ball. But, man, Kearney, they are playing lights out right now late in the third quarter.
As Milan open, I wanted her to shoot another 3. But she'll kick it out. Now it's over to Straka, inside to Franzen. Skip pass over to Dudenhofer. Tipped, stolen by Dak. As that is her first steal of the game by Dak. Now it's Knight's ball, down 14. Took me a second there. As that's a jump ball again. It was stolen by Franzen, but they already blew the whistle. So it will stay with the Knights.
Jump balls are always a tough one to call in that situation. I mean, you mentioned it, Franzen had the hand, pulled it away, but when they blew the whistle, there was both players had the possession of the ball, but it could always be tough to call that jump ball. But, man, what a good play. But as of now, hey, I said Kearney will more than likely start the fourth quarter with basketball.
22 on the shot clock, 48 on the game clock. As that's over to Newmeyer, over to Branch. She'll shoot the 3 ball. That's no good. Rebounded by Snyder. And now she'll kick it over to Province.
That's first rebound Snyder has had tonight's ball game.
As the Rowdy section is starting to fill in a little bit. Coming up in the next game, you have your Kearney High School Bearcats, 9th ranked, versus the 6th ranked Knights. A little rematch of the HAC semifinal. But we're playing this game. We're not playing that game. As that was, we'll call it a pass. Over to Dudenhofer. Clock is running. As Graves is not going to get the shot up in time. 42-26 in favor of your Bearcats over the 8th ranked Knights of Lincoln Southeast. You're watching the Bearcats Sports Network, brought to you by Pinnacle Bank. We have a little replay package, though, that we're going to show and try and commentate over.
Man, what a quarter. What a third quarter basketball. We're about to see some of the best plays from that third quarter. But, I mean, both teams are doing what they need to do. But a great job as, here we got the replay package coming up. And
as the 3 ball by Milan, the little lucky bounce.
That was a pretty good bounce, so off the iron, hit the backboard and in.
And then another 3 ball by Milan, a little sidestep. That's swish, cash. Then the Straka layup. And then another Milan 3. She had 3 in that quarter.
That was a 15-point right there.
With the little celebration, then you have Province. Gets denied by Dak, but then it falls right to Dudenhofer. Easy layup. Hello and welcome back to the Bearcats Sports Network, brought to you by Pinnacle Bank. At that timeout, we found out the Bearcats ended on a 10-0 run. The Knights pulled it within 6. Then the Bearcats 10-0 run to end the quarter. And I will say, that'll help. That'll help try and keep the lead.
Got the hot hand at the right time to get that 10-0 run. You're up 42-26 here over, I think, what you said, the 8th best team in Class A. So Kearney doing everything right.
As that is blocked by Dak.
And that was a beautiful block by Dak on the shot there as Province going for the layup and Dak with the rejection from behind. So good block there by Dak tonight.
So Southeast, they're 8th ranked, but PowerPoint standings, they're 7. which means where they are right now, one, they can't afford a loss, a really bad loss, to a not-so-good team, as that gets to fall in by Province.
Yeah, for Providence right now, 7 points in the ball game for the freshman.
But back to what I was saying, 7 in PowerPoint standings. That means you get to host both district games, and if you're the 8th seed, you have to go on the road for that district final to try and make it to state. As that's rebounded, shot by Graves. She might get a hot hand here in the fourth quarter. Try and get the Knights back in it.
You know, one thing you mentioned PowerPoints, and one thing I do think the NSA did right. So back in the day, you can make the state tournament.
Back in the day.
You can make the state tournament in PowerPoints, but now it's only for districts if you lose. So it's kind of a wonky situation.
It is districts. You either win the district or you're the highest seed based on PowerPoints.
I guess I don't do Class A basketball anymore. I'm thinking of C and down. So I disregard everything I just said.
The voice of Ogallala?
Yep.
North Platte? No,
Ogallala.
only Ogallala.
And Perkins County.
Perkins County. Is that a D2 or D1 school?
D1.
I was close. As Province pump fake, doesn't get to the fall, gets it to her own offensive rebound. That goes in. Province, the shortest player on the court, gets the offensive rebound, stolen right out of the hands of Dak.
The freshman, got the winner against Westview, has just been playing hot and does a great job getting that steal.
As that's inside to Dak. That works as they're going to call a timeout on Southeast. 46-29 in favor of your Bearcats. You're watching the Bearcats Sports Network, brought to you by Pinnacle Bank. Hello and welcome back to the Bearcats Sports Network, brought to you by Pinnacle Bank. 46-31, 15-point game in favor of your Bearcats. 6:18 on the clock. As there you can see us now. We didn't even tell them to cut to that camera. I guess they just know us so well. But 15-point game, Bearcats trying to knock off the 8th-ranked Knights.
Everything is going right for Kearney. Everything they're doing is going right for Kearney, and it just got to be if you're Coach Pocock, with the season Kearney's had and everything, this is the type of game, get a win, a good program win.
As
completed.
Now, the Knights, they showed their full court trap. They want the ball back, but I don't blame them. They're down 15 with 6 minutes. They need to get some points on the board. As Gardner will shoot the 3 ball. That's no good. Rebounded by Frudenberg. As now the Knights are going to push. Graves has it. Back to Graves. She's going to drive, kick it back out to Branch. Now over to Frudenberg. She checked back in, sitting on 4 fouls. Now it's over to Graves, wide open in the corner. No good, batted around, rebounded by Straka. And they're going to call a foul on Branch, as that's her second personal. That's on the floor at 5 fouls. This quarter's been very clean. At 5 fouls, the teams will shoot 2 and 2 at the line. So things could get interesting.
Yeah, and this is the fourth quarter we're going to start seeing more fouls go on.
As that is up and no good. Rebounded. No, it's tipped out of bounds by Milan. It'll be the Knights' ball. I was really hoping. I'm kind of glad you couldn't see our camera. I was jumping up and down. I wanted that ball to fall for Milan.
5 for 8 from behind the arc today for Milan. Just, you got the high. And like I said, if you can shoot the 3 ball over 50%, you know you're doing it right.
As they're going to let the ball roll.
Smart move.
Save clock. As Province is going to put pressure. Make Graves pick it up. Now it's over to Frudenberg. Back to Graves. Tipped around. Graves lost it for a second. Now it's over to Branch. Now over to Graves. Bearcats in a 2-3 zone as that 3 ball up by Frudenberg. No good. Batted around. Who are they going to call it on? They're calling it on Frudenberg. She's going to foul out of tonight's contest.
See, that's one of those plays right there. I get it. Both players are fighting for the ball, and that is the true definition of a 50-50 foul. Unfortunately for Frudenberg, it's going to go in her name, so she'll foul out. But heck of a job. Very good defensive presence for the Southeast team, but now you're down to one of your starters. How's that's going to affect Southeast in the game as you're trailing by?
As the ball's batted around, Addie Humbrick slaps it to Kier Dutenhofer. Over to Straka, top of the key. Now over to Province. She thought about the 3-ball. Now back to Milan. Over to Province, far side of your screen. Now it's over to Straka. Now they're in a 2-3 zone. Battle of the 2-3 zone defense tonight. As Straka will drive inside, kick it out to Dutenhofer. Over to Milan. Back to Straka. Straka on the baseline. Gets the floater. No good. Hard off the glass. That'll be a foul on Dutenhofer. As Catrice Olds comes up with the rebound. And one thing the Bearcats have done nicely is they've not let Dak get comfortable in the box inside the post. She has 1 rebound on the night, 0 offensive rebounds. She was averaging 4 a game, and she has 0.
Yeah, that's Kearney. That's just Kearney playing lights out. But when Dak's down the paint, you've been seeing about 2 to 3 Bearcats kind of guarding her, preventing some of that action happening. As
Newmeyer checked into the game for the fouled out Frudenberg, as Graves will shoot the 3-ball. That's good. She's found her spot. The 2, I wouldn't say corners. What are those?
From
Graves shooting, not the corner, not the top of the key. The 2.
The wings and the arcs.
The wings, yes.
Call them the wings or the arcs.
That's what it is. I usually say the elbow. Hello, welcome back to the Bearcat Sports Network, brought to you by Pinnacle Bank. I don't know why they keep going to this camera. I guess.
Hey, we could say, though, great game here in Kearney. Everything is going right for the Lady Bearcats, and they're trying to get, I would probably say, the program win of the season. If you could take down this tough Southeast team. Again, 14-4 on the year. Kearney, I know you said Kearney's record. I'm blanking on it right now.
10-9, 5-4 at home, 5-4 on the road. And then 0-1 at a neutral site.
And a great crowd's trickling on hand as the game went on, being loud here at Kearney High School and getting behind these girls, and that they're feeding off that momentum.
As Straka gets inside, that's blocked back by Dak. She's got 5 blocks on the night. She's letting her presence be known in the post on the defensive side.
Offensively, we've seen Dak just not get a whole lot, but defensively, Dak's been playing pretty well in that paint for Southeast.
Dak does have 8 points on the night. But Graves is the one for the Knights, as that will be a backcourt oh, no, they didn't pick it up. That's going to be a steal by Newmeyer. And now that's going to be a foul.
Smart foul.
Smart foul, but you need to pick that ball up.
It would have been a backcourt violation, but if you pick it up, then yes, it's an inbound pass. But
you get your chance. The defense has a chance to reset.
Yeah, that's true. So good foul taken by Malin, because that was easy 2 points, but now you sent him to the line, but you made your first shot.
As that was her first 3-throw of the night.
So Kearney, they got three more fouls to give up, and same with Southeast. But man, we have a game brewing here.
As that one's up and no good. Rebounded by, no, not rebounded. It'll go out of bounds in favor of the Bearcats.
Yep, Dak was going up for the rebound. It hit her right-hand fingertips, and Franza did a great job just letting it go out. She was aware of what was happening and said, hey, I'm going to let it go out in Bearcat basketball.
Clock goes below 4. That's stolen by Graves. She's got 17 on the night. Make that 19. She has done it all for Southeast. Shooting. Oh, wow. Looking at my stat sheet, she's 100% from everywhere. She hasn't missed a field goal, hasn't missed a 3-ball, and is perfect from the line.
Got the hot hand.
She has 19. She's trying to get the Knights back in. 9-point game, wide open Straka. That's a much-needed bucket by Straka. The bench loved it. Bearcats up 14.
8 points for Straka, 2 for 2 from behind the arc tonight, and that's a good 3-pointer there for Straka.
Math ain't mathin'. Bearcats up 13.
What's that?
Oh, our scoreboard's off. That's why it wasn't. They're up 12 now. It was 14 on our scoreboard. As Province will dribble in, she's going to hold up, as that'll be a foul.
So yeah, right there, what Southeast was trying to do, they were just trying to attack the paint to get the jump, or not, they were trying to go for a jump ball and didn't get that jump ball, so it was a reach-in foul. So now Southeast, they only have 2 more fouls to give up.
Before Bearcats will be shooting free throws, as Province inbounds it over to Straka. That was almost stolen away by Newmeyer. They call the foul on Newmeyer. That's her first personal. And I think now you're to the point that you're going to hope that the Bearcats start missing free throws.
Yeah, you only have you have one more foul. Kearney's at the line the rest of the night.
You're going to bring in a player that doesn't have a whole lot of fouls.
Just looking at the bench, it's going to be probably see some of your JV players going to come in late to get those fouls.
As Straka drives inside, felt the pressure at Dak. But it will be Graves to come up with the defensive rebound. Now it's over to Newmeyer, bottom of your screen, batted around, almost hit our cameraman. As they're going to call Bearcats ball.
Libby Province all in the face. Excuse me, there was all Libby Province giving credit there, putting the pressure on Newmeyer, and Ava Newmeyer knocked it loose, but knocked it off of Newmeyer's foot when it went out of bounds. So great job on the freshman.
As Province has it now, 2:20. 25 on the shot clock. I think they're going to hold for, use a lot of the shot clock, I guess.
You're going to kill time. I mean, it's a 12-point, 49-37, 12-point game, and you're going to kill time, or you're going to see Kearney take a timeout.
As their head coach, Chris Pocock, will call a timeout, we're going to stay right here because it's turning into a close game, 12-point game in favor of the Bearcats.
What a game we have here. I mean, when you look at it, Southeast making, what, the 2 hours, 10-minute drive out. I don't know if our Lincoln is from
Give
Kearney.
or take.
Good drive out here, and Kearney lights out, just doing everything they can to play lights out, and they're hitting the mid-range shots, hitting the 3-ball, they're driving the paint, they're hitting free throws. They're doing everything they need to do, but for Southeast, you trail by 12. They got any foul after this, Kearney's at the line. I think what you're going to see is you're going to probably see some of these younger players sub in here pretty quick, but Southeast, what they're going to do is on the inbound, they're just going to jump for the ball. They're going to try to fight for a jump ball is what they're going to do.
With the possession arrow being in favor of the Knights, 12-point game, 4-possession game, with Avery Graves with the hot hand.
And that's going to be your number 1 target if you're Southeast when you're drawing up your plays here, is give it to Graves. If not, Newmeyer's been doing a pretty good job behind the arc. Those are going to be your 1-2 players you're going to want to watch. You're going to watch for them. It's going to have the basketball.
You're going to see those in your guard position. You're going to see them get the ball a lot. And they're just going to keep passing it back and forth until they get that open look. As it will be Dudenhofer to inbounds it for the Bearcats over to Province. Got a little close to the half-court line, making me a little nervous. As that's stolen away by Graves. Graves going to go coast to coast. She's got 21.
And Graves has done a great job with steals tonight, so that was a good start for Southeast to try to click back. You're down by 10.
She's averaging 5 steals a game. That's her 4th.
So 1 more away from your average.
Once again, getting in that passing lane and just coming up behind the defender. As now Southeast, they're in a little man-to-man defense over to Franzen. 1:30 on the clock, 10-point game. I'm getting a little nervous as that will be a foul.
Yeah, that was one of those fouls when you think about it. That's going to send Kearney to the line the rest of the day. But I was looking at the Southie bench. They're saying we need a foul because you got to try to preserve as much time on the clock. But, you know, for Kearney, they have actually been shooting. Well, I'll get your number here, but they've been shooting at least pretty well from the free throw line.
They're shooting 65 as a team. You just announcer curse to them. You're going to bring that up every time.
Franzen's now 2 for 3 from the charity line, so 1 more shot coming up.
Good camera shot by our crew. Missed it off to the right. As now Southeast going to push pace. 10. They lost Newmeyer all open. But it'll be Franzen to come up with the rebound. Batted around. Newmeyer comes up with the steal. They're going to call a foul on Straka, as that will be Straka's third. I got my numbers mixed up.
It's okay, but that was one of those where Straka was trying to fight for the ball, but Southeast, they're gonna put on a late pressure. They're gonna want to try to put on a late pressure and climb back down by 10.
As they inbounds it, but the clock did not run.
So one more inbound. Here we go.
As I will say, the Bearcats, they want to lean on the Rowdies. Rowdies, one of the best sections we've had all year. About 7-8 rows, which is very good. But now, Bearcats have it. Over to Province. They need to be careful with the ball. No unforced error, no turnovers, as that was almost a turnover. But that will be a foul. They're going to call it on Branch. That is her 4th. One more, and she's also out of the game.
That was a great effort. You saw Branch with the ball. I mean, yeah, it was almost a turnover, but it made contact before the ball was knocked loose. So, and you're going to see the Kearney, they're just going to send all their players back.
Bearcats in the double bonus. First one up and no good by Straka. 10-point game. This is where the game is crucial at the charity stripe.
Hitting free throws is the most crucial part of the game.
As she goes 0 for 2. That hurts to watch. But now it's over to Newmeyer and the Knights. Over to Graves. Tipped away by Dak. Dak's going to shoot the 3-ball. High arcing shot. Banked it in. First 3-ball of the night for Nyla Dak.
Beautiful bank. Oh, and almost a steal, but Southeast Lats touched it.
They're going to call Bearcats ball. 7-point game. 47.7. We're going to stay right here. Head coach Chris Pocock will call timeout. They have 3 remaining. We're going to stay right here in the action. 49-42 game in favor of the Bearcats, as I'm getting nervous.
It's a great game. I mean, you're down by 7. It's a 3-possession game. If you get back-to-back threes. But we're going to see Southeast. You saw it there. They put the pressure on. They got the ball loose, but they knocked it out of bounds before they could pick it, before it was last touched by Southeast, a Bearcat ball. But you're going to see a full-court press, and with, you're in that situation. You're only up by 7. Kearney, a little bit more on the nervous side. You don't know how the ball handlers are going to react when they have the basketball. It'd be like, a little nervousness and, kind of, bouncing back and forth with the hands. So Southeast are going to try to attack.
And at the free throw line, they're in their last 3 trips, they're 1 for 6.
Yep, so you've got to get free throws. I mean, that's critical. And I think free throws is critical, but also you just got to stay calm. You just got to stay calm here in the last 47 seconds.
Stay calm, keep the ball. No turnovers.
100%.
No fast break points for the Knights. They've gotten, I believe it's 12, maybe even 14 fast break points off of the Bearcat turnover, which they just need to keep control of the ball.
So you're going to see the press coming up here when we coming out of the timeout. There's going to be a press set up, and looking at it as Straka's putting up the 1. So they got the play set up, so we'll see how they're going to want to inbound it.
They inbound to Snyder. She checked in. Now it's over to Province, guarded by Graves. Skip pass over to Straka. She has a wide open Helmbrecht, but that will be a foul on Dak.
They're going to. I looked like for a second they were going to discuss how the foul was done, but there was actually down here. Graves actually made contact on the wrist. They didn't call that, so I mean that's a couple seconds that ticked off.
Graves does have 0 fouls though. Dak now has 2.
So this is big. Free throws are huge now.
As Straka 0 for 3 in the last one. Maybe we try and reverse the announcer's curse. Maybe that's a thing. Who knows? Straka gets it to fall. That was a big, big free throw. As Straka's going to put pressure on Graves, make her pick up the ball, start the clock. As Newmeyer lost it out of bounds, that's Bearcats ball. 35 left here in the game.
That's huge. That is huge, right? That play right there is huge.
As it will be, shot clock and game clock are pretty even.
You're going to commit a foul right off the inbound.
And hope they miss free throws. As it's over to Province. No, they're not. They're going to try and trap her. Province gets past Olds and Graves. Now lost it, picks it up. Who's got it? And it will be a foul called. That'll send Province to the line. They're going to call a foul on Olds. That's her 2nd. And head coach Chris Pocock keeps subbing Kier Dutenhofer, Addie Snyder in and out. Addie Snyder, the offensive guard, and then Kier Dutenhofer just the defensive workhorse.
That's always the big thing, is subbing in and out when you got the players. And yeah, we're see Dudenhofer back in the game.
8-point game. First one up and no good. 28.4. Ticked 7 off the clock. Now it's a 9-point game. As stolen away by Straka, they're gonna foul her.
And this is where Straka has the time to put the dagger in the heart. Coming up here for Kearney.
That's Avery Graves' first foul. Straka to the line. Straka is shooting. 3 for 6. I don't understand your stats.
I just do it how I do my high school broadcast.
As the first one up and good. That was a big three throw from the charity stripe. 10-point game. Make that an 11. Knights starting to fall apart. Now it's over to Newmeyer. Stolen. No, almost stolen by Mylan. Tipped. Now it's over to Dak. Dak's going to have to shoot the 3-ball. No good. That's going to go out of bounds. And it'll be Bearcats ball. 11.9 left in the game.
Kearney fans getting on their feet as for the Bearcats. Great program win here coming up here under head coach Chris Pocock.
As Province has it, I think they might
No
call off the Dogs.
They're going to call them off.
As the Bearcats are going to improve to 11-9 on the year. A quad 1 win against the 8th ranked Knights. That's going to help the district standings. The Knights, they're going to drop to 14-5 on the year. Still a very good record. But the Bearcats come up with the upset as the Bearcats win 53-42. You're watching the Bearcats Sports Network, brought to you by Pinnacle Bank. We'll be back in about 20 minutes for the boys game.